MGF 1106 Final Exam Review. We're going to do this version, number 41 and 42, using dimensional analysis from Chapter 8. We will be using multiplication to cancel out our units. Again, the most important piece, though, is that you are using the correct conversion factor. So on 41, we're going pounds to kilograms. So we're going to be using 2.2 pounds equals 1 kilogram. We're starting off with 13 pounds. And again, the key is if you're going to be using conversion factor, dimensional analysis, we will always be doing what we want goes on the top, what we want to get rid of goes on the bottom. So it's just a reminder. So we want, on number 41, the kilograms. So 1 kilogram goes on the top. We want to get rid of the pounds. 2.2 pounds goes on the bottom. A double check. These should cancel. So now 13 times 1 is 13. We have 13 divided by 2.2. My units that are staying are kilograms. We're going to take 13 divided by 2.2 in our calculator, and remember we're rounding to the nearest tenths place, which is 1 decimal place. So our answer here should be 5.9 kilograms. Going to number 42, we are starting with 3 tablespoons. We're going tablespoons to milliliters. 2 tablespoons equals 30 milliliters. Again, be careful when you plug it in. We want the milliliters, so the 30 milliliters goes in the numerator. We want to get rid of the tablespoons, so the 2 tablespoons go in the denominator. The tablespoons cancel. 3 times 30 is 90 over 2. The milliliters are staying. 2 divided into 90 gives me 45 milliliters. That is my answer for number 42. Again, this is using dimensional analysis. There will be another video with proportions. They both give you the same answer. They're using a different technique. We're doing 43 and 44 with dimensional analysis. There's another video using proportions that will give you the same exact answers. If we're using dimensional analysis, remember our ratio that we're going to use to multiply, our conversion factor. What we want, we put in the numerator. What we want to get rid of, we put in the denominator. So we have 48 fluid ounces on number 43. What we want, looking up here for my conversion factors, 32 fluid ounces to 1 quart. This is where we need to be careful. We want the quarts, so the quarts go in the numerator. We want to get rid of the fluid ounces, so that goes in the denominator. Double check. These cancel. 48 times 1 is 48. Divided by 32. The quarts are left. 48 divided by 32 in our calculator gives us 1.5 quarts. Going to number 44, 4 pints. Again, let's go back up here. Pints to liters. What we want, we put on the top. What we want to get rid of, we put on the bottom. We want liters. So 0.95 liters goes in the top. 2 pints goes in the bottom. Double check. These should cancel. 4 times 0.95 in our calculator gives us 3.8 over 2. The liters or the units are left. Divide 3.8 by 2. We get 1.9 liters. I did not need to round on either one of these problems, but you should always check. Did they give us any directions on rounding? And make sure you label your units. MGF 1106 Final Exam Review, questions 47 through 49. We're dealing with conversions that are dealing with squared units and cubic units. Two different videos for these problems, one using proportions, one using dimensional analysis. This video is dimensional analysis, so please use the video that corresponds with the technique you learned in class. No matter which technique you're using, the first step that you have to do is square the units or cube the units based on what's given to you in the problem. 47 and 48 are dealing with squared units, so having 1 yard equals 3 feet memorized, our next step is to square both sides. 1 squared is 1. 3 squared is 9. This is my conversion factor, no matter what technique I'm using, that I will use. Remember, when we are dealing with dimensional analysis, what we want, we put in the numerator. What we want to get rid of, we put in the denominator. So starting with 47, we have 11 yards squared. We want square feet, so the 9 feet squared go in the numerator. The 1 yard squared goes in the denominator. Very important. Check to make sure that these units cancel exactly. A yard does not cancel a yard squared. They have to match exactly. 11 times 9 is 99. 99 divided by 1 gives me an answer of 99 feet squared. Did not have to round anything. Units are very important. To use dimensional analysis, the units must cancel exactly. Going to 48, we're starting with 81 feet squared. So what we want is a yard squared. We put in the top. What we want to get rid of, the 9 feet squared, we put in the denominator. So double check. These cancel direct. 81 times 1 is 1, divided by 9. This gives me 9 yards squared as my answer. No matter which technique, this has to be the conversion factor. You cannot use 1 yard equals 3 feet directly in these problems. You must square the units first. Going to number 49. Metric, you have to know the order. Meters is our base. Centimeters is 2 places to the right. So 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. We are dealing with cubic units in this problem, so we need to cube both sides. 1 cubed is 1. 100 cubed means 100 times 100 times 100, which basically means you're taking the zeros and you're basically doing this 3 times. So we have 2 zeros, add 2 more, add 2 more. Again, we have now 1,000,000 centimeters cubed. This is my conversion factor, no matter what technique I'm using. I'm starting with 7.4 meters cubed. What we want, we put on the top. So the 1,000,000 centimeters cubed goes in the numerator. 1 meter cubed goes in the denominator. So now double check. These exactly match. It cannot be meters cubed and meters squared. They have to exactly match. Meters cubed, meters cubed. Multiply across, and we get 7,400,000 centimeters squared. Centimeters cubed. 7,400,000 centimeters cubed. Most important step, you have to realize again that you're cubing both sides and doing the conversion factor. Must be step 1. This again is using dimensional analysis. If you would like to watch it with proportions, there's another video with that solution. Same answer, different technique.